Good morning. Hope everyone is doing well during our quarantine. Um, Today I am planning on making an omelet. Simply, an omelet is just some kind of filling and then egg surrounding it. And there's different types of omelets. You could do a three-fold omelet or just simply a one-fold. So today will just be a one-fold. I'll use 2 pans, and I will cook my filling in one pan, and then start to make my omelet, the egg, the outside, and then I will then flip that over, the egg, and then add in my filling that's already cooked, and then I'll add in my cheese. Another way to do this is you can just do your filling, pour your egg in there, and then just fold it, and everything is already incorporated. So you can do this a couple different ways. So today I actually just have a few things from my fridge. I'm doing mushrooms, broccoli, and some ham. And then I'm going to use American cheese. You could use any type of cheese, shredded, sliced, up to you. It's very versatile. You can also do any type of filling you want. Say you have bacon, you can use bacon, spinach. You can do traditional Western omelet, which is ham, onions, and peppers. Or you can do an Eastern omelet, which is just ham and onions. And the filling, like I said, is just very versatile. It's essentially whatever you have in your fridge and whatever you want to use that day. So, we'll get started. So, I'll start by cutting the broccoli. You can either remove the stem or you can keep it and cook it. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, so I'll get rid of that. And I want this more to be bite-sized slices, or pieces, and same thing with the florets. So, quick little lesson: the top here is your crown or your floret, and then this is all your stem. Okay. So I essentially just cut these into more bite-sized pieces, so this way when I cook it and then I go to eat it later, they're not giant slices. So here, when cutting, I essentially am keeping my thumb tucked back and using the whole part of this knife and sliding it back. Not just chopping, but sliding. So I'm going to make sure my thumb is out of the way. It's tucked behind in the crown, and I'm using the back here to guide my knife downwards. And I curl my little tips of my fingers backwards, so I'm not going to chop them off. So it's curled back. So it kind of almost looks like a claw in a way, where your thumb is tucked back and you're just slicing downwards so you don't get yourself. So, and I'm just sliding my fingers back slowly and just pulling my knife forward and back. And then when I get to the floret part, I'm just going to break them down into a little smaller, or get to the crown, I'm going to break them down to smaller florets. So it's kind of already divided, so I'm just going to break it in between all of these little pieces in here. And then just peel away. You have much more manageable pieces. Gonna make sure I clean up my little cutting board as I go. With my mushrooms, these are portobello mushrooms. Sorry, these are just bella mushrooms. Portobellos are bigger. You can cut these any way you like. You can either slice them nice and thin, which is what I'll do, or you can cut them into more like squares. If I wanted to cut these into a square, I would want to do it into a slice first, and then slice them again. Turn it, and then slice again. So you would kind of get these little squares or chunks. But like I said, for me, I'm just going to slice these. I like my mushrooms sliced a little on the thicker side, so you still have a little bit of a bite when they cook. If you slice them too thin, you're just going to it'll just be not a whole lot there, just because mushrooms are just made out of water. So if you slice them too thin, by the time they cook and all that water evaporates, there will be very little. There'll still be mushrooms there, but there really won't be a lot of texture involved. So I'll cut them like this, and they'll cook down to probably half this size. Okay, now I have some leftover ham, since we just had Easter. So this is nice honey ham, bone on, but you could use sliced ham if you have sliced ham at home too. That's perfectly okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these more into chunks. So I'm going to slice them nice and thin, or fairly thin. And it's all on preference. And then, because they're kind of on the wider side, I'll slice this in half. Just like this. And I'll do that with the rest of them. And then I will then just cut them into little chunks. Such as that. So I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so you can see this. So just trying to get an idea of how we want to cut this. It's okay just to kind of think about it for a little bit before you actually do it. It gives you a better idea of how you want to work with it. Again, it's on the thicker side. So I'll just cut it one more time. Right in the middle. Make sure all your pieces are pretty close in size. So this way they all cook at the same rate. If you have some pieces that are a little bit bigger than others, some will cook faster. And you'll have some pieces that are burnt before the rest of your ham is even warm in the inside. So that's why it's important to try to get as much uniform cutting as you can. So when you go to cook it, they all cook at the same rate. So this is a good example. So now that I sliced it, I want to cut into nice pieces. Strips. This one's a little bit harder because this is a very weird and ugly shape. So I'll just cut it, try to cut it in half, get it pretty close in size. Cut into strips just like the other one. This piece will be a little funny. But just try to do your best to make them uniform and all the same size. So, and then if you have to go back and make them a little smaller, that's perfectly fine. There you are. So, that is all the cutting you are going to need for your breakfast. So here is everything we have. We have our ham, our mushrooms that we sliced, and then we have all our broccoli that we cut. I'm going to put this in a pan with a little bit of butter,